So in practice, how does group drumming work with people with dementia? So there's two groups that I found.
Population info.
Hello, YouTube. My name is Josh, and this is the inaugural episode of my YouTube channel. So I'd like to start this off by saying a little bit about myself. So my primary instrument is guitar. Been playing for over 10 years. My favorite guitar players are Tommy Emmanuel, Joe Robinson, Corey Wong, Mark Lettieri, all those kinds of guys. And I also play piano and bass. My favorite piano player is probably Oscar Peterson. My favorite bassists are Joe Dart, Victor Wooten, and Flea. I'm also currently working on playing the drum set. I'm 1 year into my grad school program for music therapy at Nazareth College. My work experience, my background is primarily with early childhood. I teach Jewish concepts through music at a Jewish preschool in my area. I play early childhood repertoire at a daycare near me. I teach multiple group music classes, and I also teach guitar lessons. I also play bass in the band. With this show, I'm hoping to provide interesting, engaging content regarding music therapy, as well as raise awareness towards the profession. So today we're going to discuss drum circles and dementia, and hopefully by the end of this video, you're going to understand what dementia is, the therapeutic benefits of a drum circle, why drumming should be utilized in a care facility, as well as look into two groups that currently provide this service. So with all that being said, let's jump into what is dementia. Dementia is an umbrella term which represents one of the most common cognitive problems that afflict elderly people. Dementia is gradual, and it is also characterized by a serious loss in cognitive functioning. This includes a decline in memory, thought processes, orientation, which means that your ability to stay in the present, an aptitude for learning, your language, and the ability to judge and make decisions. These changes, they start small, and they become more and more noticeable as time goes on. And as dementia progresses, recent memories may be lost completely, and they may only remember bits and pieces of past memories. They may no longer be able to recognize themselves or those close to them. So during this time, emotional and behavior changes also take place. Those diagnosed with dementia lose their ability to solve everyday problems as well as their independence. This loss of cognitive ability can manifest into a spectrum of symptoms, commonly encompassing depression, hallucinations, and extreme agitation. People in care facilities are exposed to a drastic change in their life. The environment is unfamiliar and they experience frequent loneliness. People with dementia have difficulty screening out excess stimulation, such as loud noises or crowding. So, why even drum in the first place? Why use it as an intervention? Am I just some hippie telling you, to come in and bang some drums and everything's going to become better? So the response to rhythm is basic to human functioning. Historically speaking, drums have been used in ceremonies, rituals. They have been used to communicate over long distances as well as in social gatherings. Drums are found in nearly every culture in the world. Percussive activities are fun. Hitting a drum is cathartic. These activities are useful in creating groups that are fun and positive for a wide variety of people. So, participation in active group percussion experiences has physical benefits as well. These also include sustained physical activity, relaxation, use of fine motor skills. Percussive activities can be done with little or no background musical experience. As opposed to a woodwind instrument or a brass instrument, it doesn't require any specific practice to get the proper intonation the way that it would take to play a saxophone or a violin. If I strike a bongo, it's just as good as if a professional is striking it. Finally, percussion creates a strong sense of group identity and a feeling of belonging. So dementia is, as I said, persistent and progressive. That means that there is a constant deterioration of cognitive and physical functioning. So inactivity is a major concern among older adults with limited walking ability that need a higher level of care in nursing homes. Low activity among nursing home residents is one of the major issues that nursing homes face. Nursing home residents spend up to 65% of their time being inert and doing nothing. No stimulation, nothing. Those with dementia have difficulty following commands, which makes participation in exercise activities difficult. Furthermore, many senior facilities have exercise equipment that stimulates the lower half of the body, such as a treadmill or an exercise bike. However, many residents in these facilities use a wheelchair or a walker, which makes interacting with these machines difficult. Now, I found a really interesting documentary, not specifically related to drumming and dementia, but it was the use of a music device. In this case, it was an iPod Shuffle in nursing homes. The documentary is called Live Inside. It came out in 2014. So in that documentary, they comment a lot about the current state of the pharmaceutical industry in nursing homes. One of the people in the documentary said that they can write a $1,000 monthly prescription and nobody will bat an eye. But if they provide a $40 music system, that will take a lot of work. Medically speaking, we do nothing to reach the heart and soul of the patient. The business is in the pill bottle. And further in the documentary, they talk about the growing number of people in the United States that suffer from Alzheimer's, and the fact that in the future we may not have the resources to cope with the growing number of people. The ultimate goal in all of this is to help people with diminishing cognitive abilities to connect with the world around them. So in practice, how does group drumming work with people with dementia? So there's two groups that I found that do this kind of thing. One of them is Breaking Grounds in Drumming, and the other is The Beat Goes On. So the Breaking Grounds in Drumming, so their sessions are 45-minute interactive sessions, and they're quick moving and broken down into segments. So there's rhythm exploration. This includes a call and repeat drum exercise or freestyle rhythms. These activities build cognitive skills, coordination, and mind alertness, as well as relieve stress. And it creates a community. It allows the participants to engage with one another. So when The Beat Goes On enters a senior facility, they're bringing 60 percussive instruments with them. The collection featured a talking drum from Senegal with strings on the sides that can be used to create a wah-wah effect, an ocean drum that sounds like crashing waves, and an array of wooden spoons, coconut shells, and tambourines. Something that they do at The Beat Goes On is they turn walkers into drum sets. They do this by handing out mallets and affixing lightweight drum heads to walkers. Yellowitz and Mason, the owners of The Beat Goes On, note the measure of control that holding a mallet can give to people who no longer have control over their lives. So hopefully by now you can see that drums treats more than just the physical symptoms, the mental symptoms. It treats them holistically, and because of that, it also reaps benefits cognitively, physically, and emotionally.